Is this? Yep.
What is going on, losers? Welcome to Lost Losers Podcast. I am your host, Mr. John McQuett. Sitting beside me once again this week, my beautiful bride, the tots of the show, Miss Andrew McQuett.
Hello.
It's the show.
Coming from us from wonderful Arkansas, good old Mr. Donny Pota.
Hello.
And once again, live from old Ashland, Kentucky, Mr. Young Jamie Fortney.
Hey, no.
What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing? We're all live. We're all in charge. We're all happy. We're all healthy. We're all good.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Everyone's good. Everyone's alive. Everyone had a good week.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Busy, but
Everyone's-
I feel like that's just adulting.
So if you're new to the wonderful Lost Losers podcast, this is where we like to basically point out the hypocrisy in all the wonderful world, tell funny haha stories, and, well, just try to have a good time in life. You know? If you're new, once again, please hit the fuck. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the fucking subscribe button. If you're on Rumble, please do the same thing. If you're watching or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star review. If you're watching on Spotify, please hit the subscribe button as well and say, hello to everyone out there. Now, we like to do, let's go look at everyone mojo moving around. We like to tell the weird shit that's happened to us in the past week or so. We'll get into it pretty quick because I got a long list of weird shit that has happened to me in the last week. So, James, Donny, you want to start with the wishes for us this week?
I learned that
Donny, kick us off.
if a room is completely black and there's only a red light on, chickens still can't see anything in a red light.
Yeah.
I did not know that until this week.
You know what song comes to my head?
Please enlighten us when you like chickens in the dark.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
You could change it like Pexan. Pexan. You don't have to clock at the red light.
Cluck out the red lights?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Clock out the red light.
Just cluck out the red lights. I like it.
There's your title.
I like it. We're already kicking it off pretty nicely. Donnie, you learned you didn't know that, huh?
Who the
Had
fuck
no
would?
clue.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well,
I know they put,
Fucking chicken murderers.
well,
Hey,
just when
it's
they-
a red light. You can't see.
when they hang the chickens up by their ankles,
Oh,
they're
dude.
like calm as shit. And then come to find out they can't see the threat, so they're not afraid. They're just like, wow, I'm flying through the air, I'm upside down. Then they go to sleep forever.
Yeah, that was my thought. I'm like, are you just going there like stomping on chickens? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck do you mean they don't
listen,
see?
chickens
Mm.
at a chicken farm or a cow, or if you're a farmer, those chickens and cows live really good lives. They have all but one bad day. Okay.
There's people there that are monitoring how the chickens are being treated every day, all day long.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no chance for any kind of abuse.
This is why I was a vegetarian for a long time. I can't.
It's not that bad. It's not like they
Well,
don't feel it.
I can
It's-
handle you like watching someone get their face curb stomped, but you come across like a chicken or a cow or a dog or some shit. Nope, I'm done.
I feel the same exact way.
Thank you.
When like Best Gore, like when Best Gore was still around, like RIP. But they every once in a while on the front page there would be like a dog burning in a cage or
Oh
something
fuck!
like that. And
no.
every fucking comment would be like, who's the fucking piece of shit mod that put this up? It like everyone would be pissed. And it's like a community full of people that like to watch people getting killed. And
But-
they're still like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't post any dog stuff.
So you'll watch someone blow their head off,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
you won't watch a guy walk up with an air pistol or an air piston and go up to a cow
Nope.
and go thoop, thoop, and that cow just goes eyes roll in the back of the head. It doesn't even go. "Meh." It goes eyes and that's it.
You know I love cows.
But me, I'm like you,
But I
you can
love
watch even-
steak more.
Yeah, I can love steak more. I like steak. I like brisket. I like hamburgers.
I could watch somebody jump off a building and compound fracture their leg and be like, gnarly.
See, but there's a difference, though. There's a difference between a pet and there's a difference between food.
I'm not disagreeing,
I'm not arguing.
but I just don't
Now, if it was
I
one of my
can't
chickens
see.
that I had since they were like, an egg, it'd be a
Yeah,
different story. But these are,
that's what they're for. I get it. I agree with it. I can't see it.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
know
it's
after
cool as shit.
Nope.
after Cluckenna stops laying eggs for me, she's gonna be on the smoker.
The whole entire process
Just
is
saying.
really, really cool.
Oh,
Do
from
you guys have the tumbler where it just comes out clean of feathers?
We have, it's not a tumbler. We have, okay, so they get put on a thing and they go through a machine where their head gets a little moistened and zapped.
Yeah.
And then they go through another machine that cuts the throat. And they snake through this big old long tray that catches all the
you
blood.
can't listen.
But no, it's just a
You
constant
can't
conveyor
listen to
belt,
this?
and every station does something different.
That's
So-
awesome.
You watch this little click 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 click, and they're in red lights. All of a sudden, they get picked up upside down, and they're like, "Oh, it's okay." And then all of a sudden, they
Right.
go
No,
lights out.
well, they go.
No, they get
even-
Jeffrey Dahmer first.
Yeah, they'll get Kevorkian first.
Yeah.
See, but they don't see it coming, so they're totally calm.
Yeah, they
totally
get their head
peaceful.
chopped off. It's not. They don't feel a thing.
Oh, that doesn't happen until later. Their head doesn't get chopped off until after they're already dead.
So what do
Yeah.
they kill? Oh, someone kills them.
They go through this machine.
No, they get
They get-
zapped like Ted
They
Bundy.
get zapped.
Oh,
It's
they get
a
zapped.
very low amount of electricity, but chickens have
Oh.
tiny brains, so it just knocks them out. Goes through a machine, cuts the throat, and they bleed out. And
Oh, they ain't too bad. They don't feel a thing.
It's kosher.
Yeah, it's kosher. That's not bad. Are you all right?
Mhm.
Why are you shaking? Why are you looking at me like you're thinking about
never gonna
zapping
look
my
at
brain?
chicken again.
Probably not.
Why are you looking at me like you want to zap me?
I
Like
don't
I
know.
don't. That really
That's just
freaking
my
me out.
face. That's just how
She
it fucking
looks more
looks.
just like distressed. Yeah.
The
Ah,
more you're talking, Donnie's like, oh yeah, this, their throats get cut. I'm thinking you're envisioning me.
probably.
Really creeping me out.
You do
Donnie,
look
what
like a
what
big
other weird
chicken.
shit? What other weird shit happening this past week? Anything?
That's about it. When I came, I drove back and forth from Dallas to Arkansas again.
What'd you do?
This time I brought my cat with me and my motorcycle.
Had to bring the two important things.
Oh man, yeah. There was almost a casualty on the ride back because I rented a U-Haul trailer to pull my bike, and one of my straps came loose, and the bike
Oh,
fell over
no.
in the trailer.
Oh, no.
Oh shit.
But luckily, I had stuffed trash bags full of clothes in the trailer next to the bike, so it just kind of leaned over on the clothes, so nothing got damaged.
Yep.
Ooh, lucky.
was-
Yeah, that's easy to just like snap handlebar, just fucking anything.
Jeez, lucky.
Anything little. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Nice, brother. Good. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're enjoying your new chicken killing job.
I'm a murderer.
Great. Now PETA's going to be after us. We're already hated, by the way. I got told we were hated today. It's fine. PETA could be after us. It's okay.
Hated.
Well, yeah.
Who hates us?
We'll get into the thoughts after the wishes this week. The weird shit that's after this week. We'll get into some thoughts, and then you'll hear why I got told I'm not a liked person.
We have a few
Okay.
philosophy questions.
I have some, and Jamie, that's where we'll get into what you were talking about earlier. So, or what you texted me earlier. So, James, take us off, man. What else? What's some
Oh?
weird shit happening this week? Anything?
There was a fucking gross one yesterday. So at Spencer's, or I guess like most mall jobs nowadays, like whenever you're clocking out or leaving the store, you have to get like pocket checked and like check that you're not robbing the place.
Did they feel your wiener?
Wait, you have to check people as they're going out the door now to make sure they're not robbing you.
Yeah, like no, like
Employees.
workers,
Oh,
like employees. Yeah, like management has to check you before you walk out of the store.
That's
And so
Okay.
yesterday there was a coworker, Sean, who was leaving, and Sean's already this fucking weird dude that smells like meatloaf, doesn't fucking brush his teeth. Fucking, you can smell him from 10 feet away.
Hey, man.
Gross motherfucker.
I love meatloaf.
I like meatloaf, but I can't believe you just called the dude out like that. I hope he knows he doesn't listen to this
Oh,
podcast.
fucking disgusting human being.
Well, Sean, I hope you're
and
listening. You smell like meatloaf.
I'm gonna tell him to listen to this episode. I don't give a fuck. But they were checking his backpack and everything. And he put his backpack up on the counter, going through all of his stuff, and he wears like a hiker's backpack. And finally got to like the last thing and opened it up, and a fucking cockroach crawled out of his bag onto the counter where
Ew.
we check people out.
Ew.
And he just goes and fist like slams onto it and just kills it in front of everyone.
Splatter.
Please tell me he didn't eat it. Please tell me he didn't eat it.
No, he just shook his hand off and fucking put his backpack back on and left.
Is this dude like homeless or something?
Hashtag
No.
Tuesday. Wow. That's jeez. Like
it was fucking weird.
Like no word said.
No, just like was like, all right,
Just
bye.
Curb stomped the roach, shook it off, and was just like,
I'm out.
Fuck it.
have a nice day.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
And manager had to go like get gloves and clean it up and everything. Like it was fucking gross.
Like he didn't even offer to clean it up.
No, nothing. It was just like deuces.
Hey, Joe's apartment. You want to pick up Rocco here?
I love that movie.
Like seriously. What was the name of the cockroach? Was it Rocco? No.
It's been a long time.
Dude, somebody help me out with the name of the Joe's apartment's cockroaches.
Hello, Google.
But yeah, that and then yesterday there was some guy that came in, and I was gonna message him and send you his contact and everything, because he was talking about doing side hustling, like internet stuff of making a logo and selling t-shirts and just kind of doing stuff like that. And has been kind of successful in the area with it. And me and him ended up just like talking shit and kind of trade contacts, trade Instagrams and stuff. And he has this company called Dick Wiggins.
What the fuck? Dick Wiggins?
Yeah, Dick Wiggins. And has this new like tagline of stay moist, and it's just to be high as fuck all the time.
Nice.
And the dude just came in looking for like just shit for his wife to get for Christmas, just like last little like small gifts. And he saw like mochi that we have, like the Japanese candy, and we were trying to explain to him, say it was like the soft weird like texture thing. It's sweet,
Taffy?
but like
Like
yeah,
taffy.
kind of like weird taffy. And he was just like, I don't really get it. I'm high enough. I'll grab it. And just that's kind of like how the conversation started. He's like, fuck it, I'm high enough.
That's fantastic. I'm high enough. Let's do it.
Yeah. So like just
Wrap it up.
interesting fucking guy that
Just wrap it up.
hopefully might be on like a join hour or something.
That's
sometime.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice. Do you ever was it Rodney or Ralph? I think it was Ralph.
Ralph.
Ralph. Thank you. Okay, so we were both looking up at the same time.
Oh.
I'd be like, it was Ralph the Roach for
And then
Joe's
Dave
apartment.
Chappelle was Roach number 6.
That's oh my god, I completely fucking forgot about that.
Yep.
Dude, Joe's apartment, such a fuck. That was an MTV show that turned into a
Do you know how old that is? That show
movie.
is way fucking old.
I know, because we're way old.
Welcome to Joe's apartment.
From 1996.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah,
Holy
not-
shit, that's old.
not much else. Just had those fucking 2 weird things yesterday.
Well, tell
And
Sean.
then-
Nice. Well, tell Sean that he needs to watch Joe's apartment because it probably belongs in his trailer. And then that's
And
it.
he's the guy that has had friends like come in and ask for him, and his friends also smelt just as bad, if not worse. And
Oh.
apparently there was one time that someone was asking for him, and they were in a full furry costume,
Bacon
like
nuts.
head to toe, full tail, full gloves, mascot furry outfit.
They
In the fucking
were-
Ashland Mall.
they are well ride.
Like-
I bet you they ride the Oats bus from the trailer park.
Oh my god.
And it's always on a Tuesday. It's always on a Tuesday. Just saying. Just gonna throw that out there right now. Calling it. Wi-Fi? What you got going on over there?
Trying to keep it stay like that, and the
Adjustments.
motherfucker keeps turning and pisses me the fuck off.
Sorry. Well, what you got?
I think our weird shit kind of goes together.
Our weird
so
shit
I'll
does
just
go.
let you...
Ours does go together this week. And someone get the counter out. We need to get like a little counter of how many times she's gonna hit me.
Dude, I'm in the mood today too. I would
And-
just fucking bust you.
I'm gonna bring up some shit that's making it on a punch. You're gonna make you want to punch me again. So
I'll wait.
you're gonna wait. So where do you want me to begin?
I don't care.
All right. So we were having sex the other day, and I hit the reset button. Everyone knows what I'm talking about when I hit the reset button, right? Donnie, you know what I'm talking about? That's
What
where
you
you
got,
hit,
like
that's right before you have sex. Right, like right at the beginning of sex, you take the head of your penis and you slap it really hard against the top of the clitoris. That's resetting the button. That's that's the factory reset. That way
I've already
it remembers.
explained mine.
Yeah,
I've explained mine before. That I just smacked the fuck out of it.
Yeah, you smack, and that's the factory reset. So I smacked the reset button, and right before we were about ready to begin, someone let out a fart,
It wasn't me.
and it wasn't me. There's a big black dog that you guys might see on our camera every once in a while behind us. That was jumping off the bed
and landed and it squeezed
Oh.
out.
and was like, actually,
That's the
when
kill switch right there.
when she jumps
Ah.
off the bed, it's she steps off the bed because she's so tall,
And her ass is in
and
the
her
air.
ass is in the air, like kind of like one of these things,
Dude.
and her ass is directly in the air, and it's like a foghorn. Like this, let it out, baby. Like it's like the Titanic clawing a or a fucking iceberg. Just going. And it was a pause moment. Like one of those, Jamie. Yes, one of those. Like you almost shoot yourself. Yes. I seen that. I seen you lift up. We're like,
I was trying to, just like.
I don't think he heard that. I heard it. I heard it. And I seen it in your face that you almost pooped yourself. It's fine. I always go. It's fine. He'll wake up. So, yeah. So that happened. And let me tell you, that was probably one of the hysterics of the thing. By the way, I have 2 sex stories this week that just don't belong. Oh, man, I dropped my pen. So number 2, so after that, me and my wife get done, go and get in the shower, and this is where I become a fucking shower curtain ninja. Oh, I'm after that incident. Me and my wife do our thing. I go jump in the shower.
I laughed halfway through.
I was about to say, I
We were
would
laughing.
have been losing my shit the entire time. Just being like, are we seriously gonna keep going?
Yeah,
like,
it was
Yeah.
like
I was
I went to
looking at each other, just like, we're seriously doing this?
It-
You know
it
we're
was
pieces
like-
of shit for this.
already.
It
It was
You're
already.
grossed out by cutting
uh,
off chicken heads, but you're gonna fucking dog fart.
It was already in
Listen,
at
it
that
was it was
step. So
two-
it was.
and it and I
You've
was
already
just like,
committed at that point.
Exactly.
I was already there.
So, and we've been married long enough to where we can laugh about shit like that during sex. It
We've
really
been-
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
We've been together long enough where we can just high five through that and just keep
Oh,
going.
yeah.
But
There ain't nothing.
he just kind of buried his head, and I just kind of tilted my head, and of course I'm laughing. I'm like, so yeah, shower ninja.
Yeah. So just
I'm
power
glad
through.
I haven't had any fart experiences yet. I've just burped in pussies.
Isn't that what they call the West Virginia holler calling?
No, just sometimes I'll catch myself accidentally breathing through the mouth, and I'll just be like,
A West Virginia holler calling is when you belch into a vagina.
and you just get a fucking belch back and like my lover.
If you get an answer back, you know it. Run, just run away.
God.
Oh fuck, I'm high as fuck today. Anyways, hey, it's a long one. I told you it's buckle
Shower
in.
ninja.
Don't you?
No, because you bitch at me and you're getting off track. So
So shower curtain ninja. Got done. So I'm in the shower and my wife is sitting there and I'm in the shower and she was like, there's something wrong with the shower curtain. There's water coming out. So I'm in the shower and I'm trying to fix the shower curtain. And the fucking tension bar decides to loosen up and the shower curtain falls, dude. And it doesn't even get to waist. And I'm like, ta-da! Whoop! Right back up with it. She's laughing. I'm fucking laughing. She goes, can our fucking like Friday go any fucking crazier? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. We still have to go to Sam's. And she goes, oh yeah, we do, don't we?
And everyone knows that's a shit show.
And this is where it turns a little bit worse. As I'm in the shower and after the shower curtain incident, I went, who's driving to Sam's? And she goes, I'll drive to Sam's. I'm like, I'm eating a cookie. Everybody knows about the cookies now, don't they?
Yeah.
They're delicious cookies. So I eat a cookie. And I timed that cookie perfectly because as we were walking to Sam's, bingo, it is taking effect. And this is where our day turns almost drastic. Okay. Almost drastic. So we go walking through Sam's. And my wife, I love my wife. I do. But she has some of the worst cart etiquette in a shopping. And then
Cart etiquette?
You know, like we'll just park her cart in the middle, then go walk off somewhere else, and then gets mad at people with the same cart etiquette as she does. I find it hilarious. So I'm laughing and giggling at all this, and I'm walking behind her.
I'm annoyed as fuck already.
She's already annoyed. So we go walking, and these three lovely ladies stop in front of us. Or she stops in front of them, and then they stop in front of her. So my wife is just like, excuse me, doing one of those. Yes, go on.
They had their shopping cart here.
Yeah.
They were standing here.
Yes.
Looking at whatever the fuck it was. I had nowhere to go.
Yes.
I want to go that way.
Yes. So as my wife says, excuse me, and they go, oh, we're sorry. Mm-hmm. And they're nice about it. They kind of have their whatever. And as we're walking by, I'm like, oh, ladies, I'm like, I find this. I have to say a joke. I have to crack a joke, right? I have to say something. So I go, oh, ladies, I'm like, next time this happens, do yourselves a favor, just shove her. That's what the kids do. As I'm walking by, mind you, we're walking, I go, at least that's what I tell the cops.
He is not funny. He thinks he's funny. He's fucking laughing his ass off in the middle of the goddamn store.
Because these three ladies, I'll let you guess. I'll let you picture them. I'm not even going to describe these ladies to you. I'll let you describe the three to them. Did not find me funny either.
Good.
And I think we're going to call the cops on me and for the well-being of my wife at that moment in time, because their face went, huh? And the one started bowing up, and I'm like, that's what at least that's what I call the cops. And I'm walking by. She turns around, and luckily, I think she turned around and fucking hit me. She did one of the backhands. And I smiled because that lady was bowing up. And it's like, oh, and pigeon head, and already chicken necking me. Like she would have belonged in the factory that Donny works at. Like she was already bobbing, and like she was like, "Get your
head in the shock tank. We'll get this over with quick."
Dude, she was already grabbing. Luckily, my wife was grabbing me. It was like, "Get your fucking ass up here before you get in trouble," because these three lovely ladies were going to report a hate crime and then commit one at the same time. because they did not realize who I was, and I was already laughing because, well, I was in public at Sam's.
Why would they recognize you? You're not
I
a
don't know.
fucking celebrity.
I'm not. But it would have been funny because
I
would
feel
have
like
thought it was funny.
realize just the kind of person you are.
Yes, thank you. Realize who I kind of person I am.
At this point, I have had it with him.
So, mind you, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Actually, this is like all in the same day, mind you. This is like dog fart. This is happening. Now, about 15 minutes later, we're in Sam's, and I'm noticing the prices of like the food and the like. Have you guys gone grocery shopping lately?
It's getting ridiculous.
It's fucking dumb.
It's crazy how groceries are growing up. And the
Go to Aldi. Go to Aldi. Like spread the word. Go to Aldi. Don't ruin the store, but we're still small enough. Go to Aldi.
Yeah, like so we're at Sam's, right? So I'm like, holy shit. She's pushing the cart. She's in front. My wife's in front of me. I'm behind her. And we are like, look at the prices of this. I'm like, holy shit. I go to crack a joke. I run through my head what I'm going to say. And I'm like, and I go, okay, this is the joke I'm going to crack. I go, man, I'm like, fucking inflation. Geez. I'm going to crack an oldie, but a goodie. I'm going to be lazy about it. I went, man, thanks, Obama. And happened to glance over my shoulder. And there is a Sam's employee who's about 6'6". Unfortunately, the nicest black man in the world. And he has a mask on, and he heard me say this, and his eyes get real big. And I went, fuck. And mind you, my wife's in front of me. She's already going, really? Fucking Obama? Because she knows the joke's lazy. I'm cracking this joke just to be a lazy joke cracker. And now this guy's behind me thinking, I'm like, all right, now I got to explain myself. To not only to my wife, but also to this gentleman. I'm like, listen, I'm like, I didn't want to say Biden because picking on him, I feel like I'm kicking a dead mule. Like I'm beating my senile grandpa. So let's not do that one. If I crack a joke about Trump, the Trumpers are going to be like, hell yeah, brother, or they're going to stab me. And if you're an anti-Trumper, you're going to be like, hell yeah, motherfucker, high five. Or you're going to shoot me. It's just a lose-lose situation. We bring up Trump. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go back and I'll say, thanks, Obama, and just crack that joke. I say all of this out loud, thinking the joke in my head. And she's like, you dumb mother. And I'm just explaining it to the guy that's standing next to me, the gentleman that's working there. She's in front of me and turns around and now sees what's going on. The gentleman that was worked there is laughing as he's going now. He's laughing. He's part of the joke. He's in on it. She turns around, and this is about the moment in time my wife had enough of my shit that day because she fucking lost it. And called me every fucking book in the name in the book. Thank you. Name in the book. To the point there was a lady standing there that feared for her life. And then when she got done and realized that my wife wasn't talking to her, high-five my wife for chewing my ass in the middle of Sam's.
Oh.
It was like a mother grabbing a child that is misbehaving in a store. I grabbed him by his shirt and pulled him aside. And I'm like, you need to keep your fucking mouth shut for the rest of the time we are in this store. And he's laughing in the middle of the aisle.
I'm dying laughing. The employee at Sam's he's laughing. This lady's laughing. I'm laughing. She's not laughing. She's the only one not laughing.
I got high fives from the customers the other day. I'll tell that afterwards. Go ahead. Sorry.
Not done yet.
Yeah.
Now we're leaving Sam's. And who do we run into as we're leaving Sam's? That's right. The three women that we're going to report the hashtag Me Too.
They were waiting for you.
They waited. They just like got a slice of pizza. Like, let's see what.
No. So we do.
Is.
Oh no, we do the scan and go. We scan our stuff for ourselves at Sam's, and we were walking out the door. So we're paying. So we're walking down the main aisle, heading towards the door. They are walking back up, and those three ladies glanced at me, and my wife was already trying to stop on my foot, keep my mouth shut. Don't you say a fucking goddamn fucking word with these three. I'm like, babe, as we're walking by, I'm like, babe, yeah, stop shit like that. Never thinking on an abusive relationship. They did not like me, and I'm okay with it.
No, that's exactly how they ended off.
Dude, she's chewing. So here's the best part. She's like, I can't take you fucking anywhere. This is fucking bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. She is bitching at me the entire time. I'm putting groceries in the trunk of the car. We get it. I go and put the cart away. She's in the car. I come, I sit down. She backs up. We are driving down the center aisle. She goes, you know what? We should probably really start TikToking our shopping adventures for the simple fact that they are funny fucking jokes that happen to people.
It's not funny. It's you trying to be funny and me losing my shit trying to kill you in public. Somebody out there would clearly find that funny.
I thought it was fucking, I was just trying to make sure everyone have a good day. I thought I was cracking very good jokes, very well put timed jokes. I thought they were very well timed. I think they were appreciative. I think the one guy that worked at Sam's going to be like, you're not going to believe what fucking retard was in this store today. I think those three women are at their book club, Oprah's book club this week going, we almost had to save a young angel because of her abusive husband, which I'm not at all. Really? How? Come on.
You're going to stir the pot. I'm just going to add ingredients.
I know. I thought it was, a good time.
I've tried to, so there hasn't, with Haven, there's only been one incident where a guy made a reference that I was some weird murderer, and I like gave him shit right back at a bar. And that's like the only time she's been able to see me like kind of give people shit or jokingly like be like, what the fuck, asshole? And I've tried to explain that like there is going to be more of this. Just wait.
I'm going to crack inappropriate jokes. And they're
like,
going to be in the public.
Yeah, I've tried to be like, just so you know.
And it's not out of hate. It's not a fucking out of spite. It's not because out of anything. It's just, I hope you find those funny too. And I hope you're having a good time. I just would hope you have a good story. That's what they're fun.
Exactly. It's trying to take every moment and make it something that I can talk about later.
So, yeah.
And maybe that's a shitty thing to focus on, but for me, it's fun.
I just think I do it just because I hope it gives someone to talk. Like when they get home, they're like, you're not gonna believe what happened. It's like Sam's today.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I hope that tells, like, that's when I do it. I hope someone has this funny story for the day. Most of mine come out as not so funny jokes, but I'm trying. They're getting better.
Oh, man.
So what? So here's the other sex story that happened to me this week.
She's like,
oh no, I gotta go to the doctor tomorrow for fucking to get my knee and hip checked out.
Falling apart.
Oh yeah.
So
did you order the cleats?
No.
That's not happening.
That's not.
What are you doing?
The clap cleats.
He needs the cleats. Here's the proof.
I guess I need clap cleats.
Ain't happening.
So we get done, and it's in the morning. We like to have morning sex. Nothing better to fucking kick off the day with some morning sex. We get done. I'm gonna go and jump in the shower. My wife's gonna go and start her day, clean up and do her thing.
I was working.
Yeah.
I was going to work.
Oh, she's going to work. So she was walking across the hallway. And I in our bedroom, I left, got off the bed and went to go walking towards our bathroom. And when I stepped, my knee kind of gave out and I kind of caught myself. And when I kind of caught myself, my hip kind of popped a little weird. I'm like, oh, I didn't think much about it. Took a couple steps, went in the shower, went in the bathroom, flipped on the shower, and I'm standing there. And all of a sudden, I couldn't stand no more. Like my leg gave out.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put weight on it. I'm like, oh, I'm going down. My wife is trying to catch me.
We need to get this motherfucker a life alert.
No shit. Dude, my wife is trying to catch me, and she's like, oh my God. She goes, don't follow me. She goes, you have to catch yourself. She goes, if you follow me, she goes, the kids are going to find us fucking naked. This is not fucking happening. This is her yelling at me. She goes, the kids are going to find us naked. Not happening. This is not happening.
You don't need to yell, babe. No, I couldn't catch you. That's why I told you. I'm like, I can't fucking catch you. Have fun falling on the ground.
Try not to hit the faucet.
I was like, dude, I was like, finally caught myself. I'm like,
roll, buddy. Tuck and
motherfucker.
roll.
I'm like, motherfucker. The shitty thing is, I got to get all this shit fucking, because these are old fucking injuries from fucking my knees being shitty from the service. I got all this shit documented. So I had to call the VA. What's the earliest you get me in? Thursday. This was Monday. I'm like, great.
Not as bad as it can be.
I know. I'm not, dude. I fucking or heat pad and all that.
That's probably better than it was just a few months ago, even.
Oh yeah, it's probably 10 times better. But I was just like, son of a bitch.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
going down. I'm going down.
I made fun of him until he is old. He can't have sex anymore.
Yeah. So my wife, Rice
We need to
Krispies.
get you equipment for it.
Jesus. I'm like, holy shit.
We'll get a sex swing for him. So that he can just kind of sit there and swing back and forth.
Woo.
Oh, fucking shitty, dude.
Aging sex.
Oh, I'm at
Aging
the
sex
age.
equipment.
I'm at the age.
I'm older than him.
I know. I'd fucking abuse the fuck out of my.
I think that, I was about to say, I think that speaks volume of character.
Well, yeah, that speaks. Yeah, I beat the fuck out of myself. And
I can still put my leg behind my head. So I don't want to hear your old crap.
Okay, well, I have a lot more injuries than you. Well, you've had a lot more surgeries than me.
I've also had a messed up knee, broken
Yeah.
wrist. So, I mean,
Fucked up hip, fucking, yeah. I'm fucking beaten, battered. Fucking sucks. Fuck. Anything else
But-
weird happening? Oh, go on, James. Sorry.
Oh, or yeah. Did Andrew have anything? I just had one more after that.
no, it was all intertwined.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got more. I'm just getting started.
I had, I had one customer complaint since I've been working at Spencer's, and it was the guy that was super religious trying to get a sex toy, and he came up being like, if I needed help, I would have fucking asked, asshole. And so I gave him shit back. And the other day or yesterday, there was this old lady that came up asking for a return, and I explained the policy, like, we don't do any cash backs. Like, Spencer's across the company doesn't do cash back, but they'll do money back on your card because it's easier for paperwork and whatever. I was explaining this to her, and she was just like, oh, well, that's fucking bullshit, and just started being rude to me and another coworker about it and everything. And she was like, my coworker asked her if she needed to see a manager and all this, and was like, nah, I'm good. I just won't come back. And I just looked her dead in the face, and I was like, well, that makes our job easier. And like went to go help her out with the exchange. And she was like, well, actually, I would like to speak to your fucking manager.
Well, you just couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you?
No.
Just couldn't. Well,
And like, she
Conveniently, I
lost her
am the manager.
conveniently.
Yeah,
I am.
right. And like lost her fucking mind, just started going around the store screaming and stuff. And I just started like walking around helping out other customers, just acting like nothing was happening. And she got fucking so livid about it. And there was other customers, like when she left, that would start high-fiving me, being like, is there another Karen around you want to piss off? I want to fucking watch.
Oh, geez. Everybody's looking for a TikTok in real life.
Yeah, exactly. They're
You
just
know?
like, what's it gonna happen?
That's everyone's waiting for now. It's the next viral moment.
That's
Just
so
to
true.
go, just like shit like that,
I feel like around here, it's not as likely to be recorded.
California, everything's recorded.
Yeah, it's not as likely here. It's just like
I think it's like
people are kind of used to people being loud here.
I think that's kind of like moving across the west, moving
Yeah.
west to east there.
And I guarantee if something crazy goes down,
So-
somebody's busting out that's the thing.
Every time.
Everybody
Everyone's gonna
has
bust out a phone.
access.
That's what it's going to do. What else? Nope.
I didn't have anything else.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry,
It's
I
fine.
asked you. So everyone knows I'm kind of on this health kick. I'm trying to be healthy, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I started looking into I watched that Fantastic Fungi. You probably heard us talk about it on here and all that. So I've been doing some research about lion's mane mushrooms and turkey tail mushrooms. So I started taking mushrooms.
Yay.
You say that, but it's like the supplement.
Yeah, the supplements. Started taking the turkey tail supplements. Which is
ground
basically
down.
this is ground down mushrooms in capsule form. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I started taking those. I enjoy them so far. So anywho, I gotta go. My wife goes the other day, her stomach was upset because, of some health issues that she's had done in the past. I'm like, hey, you should look into taking those turkey tail mushrooms that I have on my dresser. She's like, why do I want to be stoned all day?
Because it's awesome.
I went,
Doesn't do anything.
first of all, there's nothing wrong with being stoned all day. And second of all, is that why you think I take those? And she's like, yeah, to be high all day. I went, you think they sell? She goes, yeah. She goes, aren't those psychedelic mushrooms? I'm like, you thought I bought psychedelic mushrooms off Amazon? And
Because
she's like,
that's how you explained it to me. If you were like, hey, I'm going to buy a dietary supplement that is lion's mane mushrooms and I'm going to take them, then I'd be like, oh, okay. You're like, I'm going to buy some mushrooms and take them every day. I'm like, oh, fucking okay. I guess, I got this.
I guess so.
I didn't. I went, no, I did explain those lion's mane mushrooms to you.
No, you didn't. You explained your research that you did on them and the benefits that they do. You didn't say it was in a fucking capsule pill form, not the actual shroom itself. It's like a fucking vitamin.
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't say that. So you're making me sound like an ass. Oh my God. Y'all, this may be the last fucking time you see him.
I get your side completely.
I was like, yeah, I get it. But I'm like, wait a minute. I get it, but common sense, I thought didn't need to be said. That's why I was like, hey, I'm going to start taking these for this reason. And you're like, I didn't think you didn't know that they don't get you high.
No, I didn't.
Or they don't do anything. They
the
just
way you explained it to me was
for the health
It
benefits.
seemed fun.
you were taking mushrooms for a health benefit. So
Yeah, for
I'm
life.
thinking you're chomping on some nasty shit that grows under fucking cow shit to feel better. You weren't like, it's a supplement.
Well,
So
lion's mane mushrooms they help you with brain cell regrowth,
okay.
and help usually fight off
Yeah.
Alzheimer's disease.
So yeah.
And turkey tail is for immune
There's
system and stuff like that.
anecdotal evidence. That's like the best way to say it is that there is anecdotal evidence of many people taking this and having not exactly reversal effects, but better effects in terms of Alzheimer's disease while they start taking this in the midst of the disease. And there is a decent amount of suggestive evidence that says it could be helpful to fight against Alzheimer's setting in.
That's
So,
cool. I'm all for that.
And so my biggest fear, like in my life, is my mom forgetting who I am. Absolutely my biggest fear.
Mine already
And so I have her take lion's mane every day. So
and here's the crazy thing. So Alzheimer's, they say if you are diagnosed with Alzheimer's at say 65, more than likely the first stages of Alzheimer's began at 43. And you did not know it. That's the new research. So the help kind to battle that is in your early 40s. They have been known to start taking lion's mane mushrooms, capsules or supplement to help cognitive brain function.
Maybe you want to like forget your family.
You
You're just like, fuck these mushrooms. I'm done.
There's that too.
Spent 60 fucking years with you pricks. I'm out.
Allison's present is outside. I need to go grab it real quick so she doesn't see it. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. So I thought it was fucking hilarious when all that went down. Donny, I thought you would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
See? So I forgot to tell this last week, and I got to tell it this week. I had to take my father-in-law to do his colonoscopy. And we're sitting there. and we're the first people there. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. And this nice nurse comes out or goes by. And it's not a bad looking nurse. And my father-in-law goes, hi, babe. I went, that is going to be the nurse that has to shove the camera up your. He goes, I don't care. That's fine.
You guys are about to get to know each other real good.
He goes, and we were laughing about it. So that's not the best part about this story. Was that so I'm up at the VA hospital. My father-in-law goes in. There's another fucking big black guy in this waiting room. And the nurse comes out about an hour later and goes, hey, your father-in-law's ready. And I get up, and I guess he gets up at the same time. I guess goes use the restroom or something like this. So I walk out, and then he walks out behind me. And as he walks out, this other nurse walks by us, and she for a white woman, has a booty on her that would make most black women jealous. Like, it was like, damn. So I kind of look, I see him, like, I kind of did the side glance. I see him kind of go like this, and me and him make eye contact, and his eyes get real big, and he just walks past me as fast as he can, and just goes down the hall. And I went, okay. Didn't think much about it.
I'd have yelled down the hallway, you're allowed to look at asses, Dad.
Nope.
I've done the opposite where I've seen it in the mall and I've called guys out where I'm like, you don't have to be so fucking obvious about it.
Oh no. So a couple minutes go by and this gentleman comes walking back, and it couldn't have been timed perfectly. So I see him coming this way, and this nurse is coming down the hallway. So I could see him, I could see her, but they can't see each other. She walks past me, and I see in about that time that he's coming to the T of the hallway to see her, and she walks past, and I see his eyes go like this, and his eyes come up and meet mine again. And I went, they're evolving. And he goes, what? I went, white women, they're evolving. And he goes, and he looks at me, he goes, they're about ready to get this inward divorced, and just keeps going. And I fell the fuck out laughing, just standing there. Me and him were laughing, dude. Me and him were both fucking laughing. Me and him were both fucking laughing.
Gosh.
And about that time, the doors open, and my father-in-law is coming out, and he's looking at me going, what the fuck is wrong with you? He sees me laughing. He's like, what the fuck? And this guy comes out and peeks at me. I'm like, I peek my head. I'm like, hey, man, have a nice day. I'm like, dude, have a good day. He goes, you too, man. And he's like, didn't want to talk anymore.
You know, it was probably going through my dad's head. I love my daughter. I love my daughter. I love my daughter. Don't kill this motherfucker. I love my daughter.
So how many times out of 10 is it just like they walk through a doorway and you're just like in some situation?
I'd probably say about 6, 6 out of 10, but maybe about 3 out of 5 times. So me and my father-in-law walk onto the elevator, and I'm telling him what just happened, and he's laughing. He's kind of laughing about it. I mean, it could have been fucking perfectly. As soon as the fucking elevator door closed, he looks at me and goes, by the way, guess who got to show the fucking camera right up my ass? I was like, unbelievable. Thanks, Dad.
Apparently the hot nurse did.
The hot nurse was the one who got to stick the camera right into him. He was pretty happy about that. Pretty fucking happy. Yeah, so the hot nurse, got to stick the camera up my father-in-law's behind. He was pretty stoked about that. So
was it I wasn't here. Was it a hot guy nurse or
no,
hot girl nurse?
It was really, my father-in-law was happy with a hot guy nurse.
I mean, he's got fucking Thor for a grandson. Something might have changed in his mind.
That's just weird, James. Like, that's a weird connection.
I live near West Virginia. I live near West Virginia.
Jesus Christ. Stop drinking the water. Filter the water.
Dad don't swing that way.
Yeah, dude, don't. Jesus. He's like, whatever, man. But
and a hot nurse Thor was not hot nurse Thor last night. Oh my God.
Really?
sounded like
he
T-Rex.
caught some kind of flu bug or some shit. Like, and Colton has always been a violent vomiter, like even as a baby. And he came busting up the fucking steps at like 3:30. He doesn't usually get up for work until like 5:30. He's out the door by like 6:10. It's 3:30 and I hear crash bang blah, 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 and boom, I see hair. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you okay? And I hear no. Close the door and it's like, I can't even demonstrate his retching. No,
it's
like a velociraptor that stepped on a Lego factory. You know,
it literally sounds like the made up Tyrannosaurus. It sounds like the made up T-Rex sound for Jurassic Park.
The squeak, how that's supposed to actually sound.
I was here in the man cave and was listening to music last night when this is all going on. I'm like, what the? Who's watching Jurassic
Sounds like
Park?
one of Donny's songs.
I'm like, who's watching?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, who's watching Jurassic Park? Fucking paused and like walked upstairs. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? She goes, Colton's not feeling good. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, is that him puking? She was like, yeah. I'm like, Jesus, that is violent.
Always. Like, even as a baby, he'd be like,
violent. So,
I'm the same way though, too, man. Like, I get the full body sweats when that shit happens.
Yeah, I have whenever it's real bad, like probably 8 times out of 10, it's just like blood vessels for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, his is bad too.
In my face.
I think one time he did it. He burst something in his eye, like a blood vessel in his eye.
I've had that. Yeah,
I've been punched so hard that instead of getting a black eye, that it busted the blood vessel in my eye. That's how hard I got punched. I'm like, I didn't lose my vision.
Rightfully so.
Actually,
you
no.
Probably deserve that one.
Actually, no, I didn't deserve that. I was being smartass, so probably. But
okay.
Anywho,
I have so many fights in my future I'm scared of.
Nope, don't do them. No, you don't. It's different times, James. You won't be in the fights anymore. People don't fight anymore. They just call the cops and have them settle out, rightfully so.
Or they shoot each other.
Don't do that either. We don't condone violence. No violence.
I just carry a taser. I'll be all right.
Here, hey, so Jamie, I'm over you. I'm moving on.
Psychological.
So speaking of fights, I got to go to the fights on Saturday night at the Eagles Lodge, which, let me tell you something. This was definitely a field trip for the trailer parks. The trailer parks in Jefferson County definitely emptied out. There wasn't one Jefferson County. There was nobody at home at any trailer park in Jefferson County, Missouri, on Saturday night.
Kicked in some doors and gotten all kinds of mess.
You could have had all types of mess. No, they're MMA fights.
Just crack is free tonight, guys.
Dude, MMA fights. There was a kickboxing fight, amateur and professional kickboxing and MMA fights that happened. First of all, it was at the Eagles, which of all places, like the Elks or the Moose Lodge from the Flintstones, if you don't know what I'm talking about. So we get there.
I did not go.
My wife did not go. I went with my dad and my sister's boyfriend. And that was it. So this was a treat. So and one of my dad's buddies was there. So I go to the bar to get a beer, and I'm like, of course, there's going to be one blonde, one brunette, cowboy boots, short shorts, flannel tops. Everyone already knows where I'm going with this, right?
All whored out.
All whored out, right? These are the bartenders. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm at? And yeah, right? You're like, all right, so eye candy for the Hoosiers, right? And yep, they're eye candy for the Hoosiers, all right, because guess what? When they turned around, you remember that scene in Jessica and Who Framed Roger Rabbit when you had Bizarro Jessica Rabbit?
When he went to Toontown.
When he went to Toontown?
Or something.
Just like British teeth and everything. It's just like, hi.
Oh, they had the meth teeth. And some were missing.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm like, oh, my God. I was like, yep.
Not a lot of strong dental plans in Jefferson County.
Metherson County.
In Metherson County, there was not a lot. There's not a lot of good dentists, clearly.
Sad.
So the fights were good. You know, a lot of good fights, stuff like that. Here's the best part, though. I got to have the conversation. I really pissed my dad off without even trying. And this is the best conversation I've ever had. I had the conversation with my dad's 75. So let me put that in perspective for you right now. He has lived in Missouri all of his life except for 5 years. He has, he has lived in the boring ass Jefferson County for all of that except for 70 years, basically.
He's running for mayor.
He probably could, but he's very, the man's different. So we're sitting there and this person walks by us as we're standing there and goes, and my dad leans in and goes, "Hey buddy, I got a question for you." He goes, I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Male or female?" And I went, and the gentleman that was standing behind him snapped his head, and I went, "Oh fuck. Now how can I diffuse this without being an asshole on both sides?" Because I know my dad's probably trying to be funny, but it's not going to go well. So I just went, hey dad, in this day of age, you can't crack those jokes. You can't ask that question. You can't ask that question. He goes, actually, "I'm just curious." I'm like, you can't. I'm like, here. And this guy standing, I went, "Yes, Dad, the answer to that question is yes." He goes, "Well, that doesn't answer the question." I'm like, "Actually, in today's terms, it does answer that question." He goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, what if that person identifies as they or them? So yes, that would mean they're non-binary. That would answer your question, yes." And he goes,
"The fuck does that mean?"
He's like, he goes, "What do you mean?" I'm sorry, babe. And he's like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "That doesn't help me." I went, "All right, if in scientific terms," and he goes, I'm like, "If I would to guess," and now this guy behind me is dying laughing. This guy is shaking his head. That's standing behind my dad is dying laughing.
I'd be losing my shit. I'd be losing my mind.
Doing everything I can to keep this composure that I could have going on. And I'm like, "All right, Dad." I'm like, "Normally these are the jokes I like to run. This is not a joke. But if I was a scientific man and I would say about that person that just walked by, I would say bored with 2 X's, maybe moving to a Y." The guy standing behind my dad is now falling out and is walking away from the situation in this conversation that he is overhearing as fast as possible. My dad looks at me dead in the eye. He's all 75 years old. This is the man I looked up to, ladies and gentlemen. He was one of the smartest people I knew growing up. I did me dead in the eye and goes, "That makes no sense to me." Stoned in the eye, looked at me and goes, "That makes no sense." I went, "You don't know science?" He goes, "No." I went, I literally turned to my sister's boyfriend, who isn't even there when he is there. And I went, "Hey man, how have I made it 40 fucking years on this planet?" And he goes, "I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about." I went, "Glad you're here, buddy. Thanks, Ben, for showing up. Appreciate it."
That's why when you said and my sister's boyfriend, I was like, "Was it a good time?"
I was just, dude, I had fun. I had fights. Dude, I had a good time. I just sat there and I just went, I cannot believe this conversation just happened. This is something that you see, and I'm like,
like people write and jokes about.
This is not real life. And my dad was like, "Hey, buddy, male or female?" I went, "You can't ask that question." And he was like, "Because I'm already
Does it
watching
have a penis?"
He goes, "Well," he goes, "I'm actually kind of good." I'm like, You can't ask that, but yes, that doesn't answer the question. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. In this relative thinking of world, that answered your question.
I was about to like, if I have to start explaining that to someone over the age of 50, like I'm gonna like immediately have the thought of all the TikToks of people being like, "Just imagine explaining this to an old person." Imagine bringing back an old president and trying to make him understand.
I couldn't.
Fuck bringing back an old one. Try using the one we got now.
Wouldn't he be considered an old one?
He is an old one.
He is an old one.
But you're talking like, if you imagine bringing back Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, just like one of those guys and be like, "So get this."
He'd be like, "Yeah, is it writing any more shit?" No. He'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's his first question. Obviously, he was the one that made sure we could add more shit, and they're like, nah.
You guys have done a terrible job of it. And please do me a favor. Let's restrain from ever yelling in your microphone ever again. Let's have this
Sorry.
one. Because I want to jump through the screen right now and just choke the living fuck out of you for some reason, and it's because my ears hurt. I appreciate that.
Just imagine listening to a car all of a sudden just.
Yeah. All right. So here are my thoughts. I have thoughts this week. I have open thoughts and I want open discussion thoughts. And I want everyone to make sure they're just thoughts. And most of the time when I'm thinking these thoughts, that I'm thinking of them as in a haha moment, but I also find them weird sometimes. And sometimes they're weird. And I want you to make sure if I cross the line that I'm just here and don't hate me. We're all friends after all these. All right. Because some of them might touch base with some shit and some of them might not. All right. Here's thought number one. Because I was listening to, me, I listen to a lot of music. I watch a lot of YouTube, stuff like that. Do you think record labels in Hollywood, after through this pandemic, really might start worrying about their place in the business? And
of course. There's such a good opportunity for independent music now. You don't really need a record label anymore.
Yes.
I mean, in reality, musicians don't make a lot of money because of record labels anymore.
So because especially and I was thinking of this as because if you haven't heard Spotify stand-up comics, a lot of stand-up comedians like Kevin Hart, what's that? Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. Anyways, a lot of big up stand-up comics that pulled their comedy records off of Spotify because of the way they pay comedians and the way then they pay artists. Because on Spotify, how it kind of works is they pay
per play.
They pay per play, and then the record label. I think you have to have 1,000 plays, you get a penny or whatever. The record label gets some, the writer gets some, and then the performer gets some.
Yeah.
Well, the comedians don't get the writer's portion; they just get the performance portion, but they're the writers of their own stuff. So that's why they're kind of and rightfully so. I think stand-up comedians should get paid for the writers and the performers, if you ask me.
So the record companies of the music industry are kind of like the pimps of the hoes.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can always freelance. You don't necessarily need a pimp, but you could still be a hoe.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So if you think about it, you can do that all now. Most people can write, produce, and do everything in their own garage.
Yeah.
Easier now. Upload it to Spotify, upload it to Apple, get paid, upload it to YouTube, have their own YouTube channel. They have their music owned. They can, if you want to sell a CD, how hard is it to burn a CD, slap a sticker on it, and sell it out, send it out now?
There's a couple of there's one that comes by, his name's Toby Lee. He used to be a kid. Well, he was young, playing blues guitar, blues, kind of Muddy Waters, fucking BB King, shit like that. So he's probably I don't know, 17, 18 now, but he was a little kid when he started making these YouTube videos. Now he has his own label, I think. Yeah. I don't know. I started following him on Facebook, whatever, because kid's talented, but I don't think he came up that way. He came up through his parents recording him doing guitar shit, and he took it over himself. So
maybe maybe the big record labels are probably dying,
and that's what I was gonna say, is because of the exposure with big record labels giving shitty deals now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who is interested in getting into the music industry can know that now. The information is clearly out there to try to protect yourself from those deals.
The curtain. You can see the wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah, no. And you can really tell what the fuck's happening now, just because the literacy for understanding the legal side of it has become
more clear,
greater information. And so a lot of smaller companies are giving better deals because they kind of have to now. And my buddy who's in Oracle, they just signed, and it's nothing. They weren't given money. They weren't given anything. They have to pay upfront for every merch drop and everything, but the company will produce all CDs, all t-shirts, all everything at a discounted price. And they were able to sign on to that for like 18 months. And so it's purely just a positive deal for both parties. So like companies have to be more careful with giving those deals now, because if they give a shitty deal, the publicity is going to be out there about it.
Yeah, especially after, you know what, I would say like Prince, which is the tip of the iceberg with that shitty deal thing. Prince was the one who really kind of ripped the curtain open, if in my generation, I would say.
And like in between us is Lil Wayne. Like he got absolutely fucked.
I don't know.
For years.
I don't know Lil Wayne's story, but Prince, that's why Prince changed his name to a symbol.
Yeah.
Until that record.
He didn't own the rights to his fucking name.
And then he ripped it all away. So that's the only one I can remember. And then what really made me think about it was because of Hollywood. Like Hollywood is nothing but these big blockbuster movies now. Like I would say Marvel did more damage to this than anything, but you're more small, independent, like, especially like sitcoms and like sketch shows. There's more quality and better like of that on like YouTube or someone's personal channel than there is on TV nowadays. I would say even some cartoons. There's like cartoons that you're finding out there that people are doing that aren't on networks, but these guys are putting on YouTube or Rumble or putting on their Patreon or something like that are way better that's on any fucking network out there.
You know why?
Because they have nobody controlling.
Because they have a better chance of not offending anyone if they do it that way. It's sought out, not put on.
Oh, it's not thrown in. You're put in your face. Like the FCC can't control. The FCC can't control it.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to do cartoons and put it on YouTube, it's not like it's airing on fucking Fox, which, you know, some mom's gonna scroll through and be like, "Oh my god, my kids, meh." So,
yeah. I mean, what do you got to do on fucking YouTube? You get a dislike and a fucking angry comment.
Scroll by, peeps.
You know. But then again, you can only change the channel. If you don't like it, change the channel back in the day. But
not anymore. Like they will complain about it until it's either gone or everyone's too afraid to fucking say shit.
You think it's the cancel culture that's kind of ruining that then?
Probably.
More anything?
And that's probably has something to do with, like, it's similar to that. It's off topic of your thought, but
well, it's the same. Yeah. Because I was thinking because I know a lot of comedians like a lot of comedians are just putting their specials out on YouTube now because it's instead of waiting to get paid or get it picked up like on an HBO special or a Netflix special, stand-up hour special, you can just go record your own special, put it up on YouTube, and you get 1 million downloads by Monday.
Here's an example. Like, can you imagine if Letterkenny was on Fox?
Oh, Letterkenny would never. Well, that's how Letterkenny started.
Then you would offend Canadians, and they'd be like, "You make us all look like stupid hockey players." You see what I'm saying?
Well, Letterkenny started off on YouTube, and that's how they ended up on Canadian TV, and then that's how they ended up on Hulu. So that's how they're kind of. I guess is another way to get discovered as well.
I just wish there was kind of like a middle ground site of like because there is Patreon and stuff like that, but it's paid for. But I wish there was kind of like a middle ground site that comedians started that you could post uncensored stuff, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like sexually oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it seems like there's been music videos that I've had to watch on Pornhub because there was nowhere else to fucking post it and stuff like that. And it's just like, well, that's just fucking stupid. Like, let's figure out something.
Was there nudity in it?
Yes, for some of them it was like they were dancing on animated tits and shit like that. But there was one MK Ultra Meat Man where it was like in the background there is ISIS beheading videos and execution videos and shit. And so he put it up on YouTube originally and was like, fuck it, let's see what happens. It got taken down immediately. Put it up on Pornhub. It got taken down like a few weeks later. And put it up on Twitter, and Twitter let it go for like a few months, and eventually it got taken down. And like, I don't know if you can find the video or not anymore.
There's beheadings.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, he's like dancing and rapping in front of like ISIS videos.
Hey, I guess that's art, man.
It's art, but not that
Fucked up
I
kinda
could
art.
I could see how that would have a spot on the internet, but it's a special spot where you would have to go find it.
Yeah, and like I don't want to go to fucking Live Leak to watch a music video. Like
I get it. Like you want to go to, I understand. I see what you're
there
saying.
should be
but
like a weird middle ground site that's not like a best gore site. It's not like a fucking specific site. Like we need YMTD or like one at rotten.com or like one of those back where we can just post shit like that.
like a zipper fish.
Good luck with that.
But those are
Yeah,
those get shut down so quickly because of shit like that.
exactly.
But
So
I get it. So, all right, Jamie, what's your thought? I'll let you because and I'm already going to shut you down with your thought because I've already know the process. I already know the vetting process.
yeah, so like I was
This is what I get. This is the fucking Snapchat I get sent from Jamie earlier today.
yeah, I was driving home and on the way home I saw a sperm donor sign and I was like, oh, I need to go sign up or some shit. I was just like, maybe it'll be a few bucks. and immediately I was just having this thought of like, if I was a woman and I had to get a sperm donor, I would have to see the picture of the dude. Like there is no question about it in my mind of like, I want to see like the possibility of what the child's gonna look like. And so I was just having this thought of like, what if the nurses at sperm donors have to like tell ugly dudes to fuck off because their sperm's just gonna sit on the shelf forever?
Nobody wants to buy your shit.
Yeah, they're just like, no one wants to use you. Get the fuck out of here.
If that's the case, sperm banks would not exist.
Yeah. So first of all, they don't. It's not about looks. It's about education and family history of health.
Like, do you honestly think someone like fucking Brad Pitt or Jason Momoa is going to go in there and jerk off in a
Yeah.
fucking cup? No, you're going to get Harry down the fucking street who's a business guy that doesn't want his wife to know that he's got like 6,000 fucking other kids because he had to get through college by donating his shit.
Hey, so I asked this question one time. The nurse looked at me. She goes, if you walked in and was like, oh, I'm looking for a 6 foot tall male redhead,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. This education. Yeah. Do you have a picture? It's a wallet photo. It's like a photo that comes with a wallet that they show. This is him. Like, that's what it is. And they're like, oh, perfect. Can I get let me get the fucking turkey baster out. Like, this is great.
I think you guys are under the impression that it's like a fucking McDonald's. You walk in, you pick, oh, I want this
It's
and
not
this
like that.
and this. It
You
doesn't
go
work
in
that
and
way.
I was like, even with the thought process, I was like, I know this is probably not how it works, but this
Yeah,
is
it's
funny
not.
as shit to me.
Yes.
Like, you're just thinking of like a nurse being like, no, you're too ugly. You're
Nope.
you're good. Hey, get in here. We need a few out of you.
Right. Can you hang out?
Like,
and give us a few samples?
we're going to use you for the entire afternoon. You better be fucking ready and hydrated.
You're 6'2" and have a college degree. Can you fill this cup, please? Like,
Yeah, just like, here, take this milk jug with you. Bring it in next week.
Can you fill this? Fill this up, please.
50 grams.
Oh, God damn.
So actually, by your definition, Nurse Thor in there would be the A+ candidate for fucking sperm donation.
I just used. I don't know why he came. I was just like, oh, just use Colton. He's 6'2" and redhead. Like they're rare.
He's
you know.
educated, so look at
Yeah,
that.
I was
Like,
having
you
that thought
educate
of
me.
like, in this area, I'd be able to sell for a decent amount.
That's that's what they're You're educated, but I
have all my teeth. I even have wisdom teeth. I
The
got some
only-
extra ones.
the only thing they'll ask you. So the nurse described this to me. They'll ask like the lady, hair color, eye color, education, height, family
And I
history.
can get that. Like I would expect
That's
that.
what
kinda.
That's what they ask. Like,
Yeah.
what are you looking for in your baby? That's what how they kind of described it to me. And this lady, I'm like, and she goes and they asked for a picture. It's like a wallet photo. The lady we showed a wallet photo.
You've donated sperm.
No, I
Oh,
dated a chick who was a nurse at a sperm bank. I meet weird people. Like, just everybody should know this. I meet weird people all the time. And I ask the questions that no one. She was like, I went on it like I lived out in San Diego. I went on like 2 or 3 dates with her, and she was like, and I asked these questions. So like, we showed like a wallet photo. This is kind of the vetting process. Now I could have this all mixed up too because, well, I drink a lot, or used to, and well, a lot of brain trauma, so it happens. That was my thought, but yes, Jamie. They don't. I don't think an ugly dude, some dude with Poindexter, ain't gonna go walking in there and they're gonna be like.
They see a midget. They see a midget like walking up. They just have like the security walk up, just kind of turn them around. Like, no.
Can you imagine the nurse like this dude's like,
or a
"Here you
little
go."
person? I can't say that word anymore.
No, you can't. So you see like this dude, like some ugly, Quasimodo looking motherfucker goes in there, jerks off in the cup, and the lady goes, "Thank you." He goes, "I hope this helps somebody someday." And the lady goes, "Us too."
File 13.
Right?
Yeah, just the cum smells like patchouli oil.
Oh.
He's Italian. So all right. Shall we play a game? And then we'll finish this up.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll finish her up. We'll start with we'll finish it up with the trivia of the weird. If you ever listened to this show before, we know we like to play this weird trivia game where we like to educate people on, well, weird shit.
Please don't tell me you have the fucking goat one out again.
Nope, I'm not even gonna tell people what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Who wants to answer first? Who wants to answer second? Donnie, welcome back. You haven't been here in a few weeks to do this game.
I was here last week, wasn't I?
No, yeah, we haven't played.
Yeah,
in a
we
few
didn't
weeks.
do
We
last
didn't
week.
play last week.
Yeah.
Let's go Donnie, Andrea, then me. Or Andrea, if you want to go last, up to you.
I don't give a shit.
I like how James tried to take fucking charge there between the three of you, and he was like, "I'm overstepping my boundaries." Andrea, what do you want to do?
No, he's fine. I don't care. I'll go
Right
last.
the
So
fuck
it'll
up.
go Donnie, you, and then me.
Cool. Yeah, maybe John's right. I was like, wait a second.
I don't give a shit. I don't even fucking think about it that way. I live with him. I mean, really?
Exactly.
And she had to go. Do you not remember the Sam story that just happened? You know, just show her how the way. That's what the kids do. That's what I tell the cops. So
He's secretly afraid of me. Just saying.
Everyone is.
secretly
Good.
afraid of you. Where do I put it?
I don't know.
I think I was like one of the few people that did walk in and was like, oh, hey. And it was just like, didn't have any thought behind it. It was just like, all right, whatever. He was like, it seems like everyone else I've talked to, like even Chris was just like, no, I was a little intimidated the first few times. And like for me, I just walked in and I was like, hey, what's up?
From me or him?
For you, I was just like, I don't like, I
He's
didn't
talking about.
I didn't have
you,
any.
like,
Yeah, I didn't have any thought of like scaredness or anything. I was just like, hey,
I am
aunt.
the
Like,
most
I did not have
laid back
anything
fucking-
behind it.
I am so laid back. I am chill. Like if there
Everyone
was
else I
Until you're
hear
not.
about, they're just
Donnie,
like, who the
Donnie
fuck
and
is
I
this?
are like the opposite. Like we're identical, but he's the dude version of me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like similar. We're just like
And
all
our
right,
and
man,
our
cool.
significant others are
Are- oh my
similar in their
fucking
ways
God.
as well.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
not anymore.
Well.
Trivia night.
I was an ass.
Trivia night.
That's not my problem. These
Yeah,
people
he
that
won't
wanna
admit
take
it.
the
He
jokes.
he will never admit it.
Question
I
number
can
one, Donnie.
completely see that.
Question
Let her
number
rip.
one, Donnie. The chances of getting away with murder are A, 25%, B, 40%, C, 10%, or D, 20%.
I'm gonna go with the 40%.
What was C?
10.
Was there one in the teens?
There's 25 and 20, and then 40.
Let's go 20.
D. Wife?
I'm gonna go 40%.
The answer is 40%.
Thank you.
Jesus.
See?
All right.
You have a 40% chance of getting away with murder.
Getting away with murder.
Think about that. That's not. That's
And that
actually.
percentage goes up as long as you don't tell anyone.
That's the same. Hey, you know what? That's the same odds at a blackjack table, though. Of winning at a blackjack table is 40%. I think that someone back me up? Is that right? That sounds right?
I have
think
no
that's right.
idea. I don't
I don't know
gamble.
gambling.
Neither do I.
I just know poker.
Google that for me real quick, Carter.
The Google Master has officially made his presence.
Thank you. All right, question number 2. In 2007, a man brought a lawsuit against his doctors after a medical mix-up left him A, only able to walk backwards, B, able to hear from his nose, C, peeing from his butt, or D, with his head on backwards. Yes.
I'm gonna go hearing out of his nose.
The odds of winning at a blackjack table are about 42.22%.
42.2%.
of winning at a blackjack table, or getting away with murder is about 40%. Huh.
And the chances of
So this is
or
hold on,
this
tie
is-
or 49.10%.
A chance of a push about 50%. That's about right. That's not bad odds. So chance of winning is 42%. So all right. Sorry, Donnie. Question number 2. What was your
No,
out
he
of his
gave-
nose.
Yeah.
hearing
yeah.
out his nose? B. Jamie,
So it's got to be either A or D.
able to walk backwards or with his head on backwards?
I meant C.
Peeing out his butt.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like, wait a second. So I know about people peeing out of their belly buttons,
We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
and I sent you a TikTok about that. I think.
I think so.
Pee out of your belly button?
Yeah, because this girl plays a No Effect song where it's just, I want to pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee. There's a hardcore song just repeating that, and that's what she plays so that her belly button releases urine.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go peeing out of the butt. Because I also have heard of people coming out of the butt and everything.
I'm also going to go see.
Peeing out the butt.
Sounds like he was trying to have some kind of like vasectomy or something, and shit got tied up and rerouted wrong. I went realistically medical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the putting the head on backwards is the one that's out of the question.
Right. That just seems a little far-fetched.
Or he could have had some kind of spinal surgery where they fucked it up and triggered him going backwards.
And able to walk backwards, I could see because of I think there's actually no, that don't sound right. I thought I heard something like that, but that's
Incredibly
not right.
odd, but who knows?
Able to hear out the nose is weird, but you guys are right.
Doesn't-
It is peeing out the butt.
Well,
Okay.
But what's that?
I said you'd have to have a psychic effect for the other two.
yeah,
So
he's a smart kid.
he is a smart kid. Question number 3. Guess how many people in the world die from brain aneurysms each year? A, 85,000. B, 500,000. C, 375,000. Or D, 134,000 people.
D, 134,000 people.
James,
C.
375,000.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's something they don't talk about a lot. It happens a lot. It's silent.
Yeah, it
Kills
is
you.
very common.
I'm gonna go 500,000.
Oh, I thought that was the highest number that shows. Whatever.
No. It is 500,000 people die each year.
Yeah.
You were fucking batting 1,000 today.
Cleaning up.
Fucking right.
500,000 people die every year because of a brain aneurysm.
But it's not. It like I said, it's silent. It's not something like that they talk about a lot. It's not a like.
It's not
oh,
COVID-related symptoms.
correct. Hey, let's go walk for those people that have had brain aneurysms. Let's have a brain aneurysm awareness month. They don't do shit like that. They should.
And
They
it
should.
is- yeah, it's like all of a sudden it is a
Boom, done.
you're done.
Yep.
Bye.
You could be sitting here. You don't even fucking know what's happening, and then boop, dump, out.
Yeah.
You
And there
just-
is nothing to do.
Nope,
There is
you're done.
absolutely
Done.
it is like 3 to 5 seconds and you're gone.
More people die from a brain aneurysm annually. I guess that might be a worldwide statement, so I'm going to withdraw what I'm about ready to say. So I'll just jump over it. So moving on. Question: You got all 3 of them right, by the way, so far.
Well, I'm thinking today, so
Question number 4. In the Netherlands, it is required that all police cars be equipped with this: a flamethrower, a tea kettle, night vision goggles, or a teddy bear. Donnie.
Teddy bear.
Jamie.
What country again?
Netherlands.
I want to
They're
say
peaceful people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want. Teddy bear seems more likely than tea kettle. Yeah, teddy bear.
I'm gonna go flamethrower because it's fucking cold. They might have to like get cars out of ditches or something.
Oh shit!
It doesn't work that way. I tried it.
I don't fucking know. Flamethrower sounded.
I
pretty
tried
cool.
using a flamethrower to melt snow in my sidewalk, and it failed miserably.
Actually works out great. But anyways, it is actually a teddy bear. So
Lame.
they have to keep the teddy bear. They required to keep the teddy bear in there. I actually do this is for trauma for any type of kids.
See, that's what I thought.
Any
But
kids,
how
yeah.
many kids are fucking traumatized there? Like you said, they're peaceful people.
Yeah. So
But
that's
this is the
actually,
world we live in.
so they like I bet for domestic violence or anything like that, they always have a teddy bear to give the kid, distract the kids, stuff like that.
Is Amsterdam in the Netherlands? I know that sounds like a stupid
That's what I
question.
was just about to say.
Amsterdam's in Holland.
Netherlands.
Holland.
Okay,
Yes.
I that may have made me completely like sound like an idiot, but I do not know.
No, we're American. Everyone knows we don't know how to look at maps. It's fine.
No, so, well, I can point it out on a map. I just don't know what is fucking in it.
That, yeah. I get it.
Yeah, I get that.
So-
Netherlands, I believe, is like one of the most lenient on drugs and stuff in general. Though they're very just like, hey, let's get you through recovery. Let's not punish you.
There's no such thing as a drug addiction there. What they if like say you got addicted to cocaine, they put you in like a rehab. It's a government facilitated
Yep.
rehab.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And it's so there's no. I mean, they actually closed down prisons if I remember correctly because of the rehab program that they have there, and because of the.
And there's no homelessness.
so-
They eradicated homelessness.
Yeah,
in
you know that
Netherlands.
those weird ass shows I watch. There was one
Yes.
where that Raphael something where he spent time in prisons around the world,
Yeah.
whatever. He spent time in a prison at the Netherlands, and it was like a fucking 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
Huh.
It,
No,
it's
like
legit.
it was.
Like,
I was like, holy shit! And he's like,
I'll go to prison there.
yeah. And they bring people in from like Finland and other places to go into that prison facility. So they do their time and then they place them in jobs and shit.
Really?
Like they go back to the community, like
Yeah.
contributing.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was like, holy fuck. Okay. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that show.
How it should be ran.
I can't remember the name of the show.
Because it's non-for-profit there.
It's not slavery.
Oh, you know what? You can't make money off their prison system? That's weird.
Watch Mayor of Kingston. He'll fuck the prison system. Jesus.
Oh, I know their
Christ.
prison system's fucking host.
Woo!
I feel so bad.
It's a good show, Donnie. If you ever had time, you would probably enjoy it
Mary
pretty sure
Kingston.
I've seen it.
with Jeremy Renner.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good show.
So,
I like
question. Oh, go on, somebody.
Lock up and all that shit.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Question number 5. Since the days of cavemen, human beings have grown in many ways. One being that modern humans that is actually shrinking. What? Hold on. Since the beginning of read that.
Since the days of cavemen, human beings have grown in many ways. One thing about modern humans that is actually shrinking is
A, their feet, B, their butts, C, their brains, or D, their teeth. Donnie.
D.
Jamie.
Feet.
Feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking either teeth or feet.
Babe.
I actually don't know any.
okay.
Yeah,
the only
like,
thing I'm being
lost.
scientific with this, and the one thing I can think of is that cavemen at one point in time had tails. They're coccyx, which we still have, but it's smaller. So would that be considered the butt?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go butt.
I thought you
are
were going to
evolving.
take it towards feet because they would need more balance with a tail.
Donnie chose teeth. Why?
Don't have to
I
bite
don't know.
the food the same way.
Just
Yeah.
sounded right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, nutrition's changed. All that shit's changed.
Yeah.
You don't have to grab the deer and eat him, rip the skin off with your teeth.
But that's only within a few hundred years. Would there be enough evolution where there's evidence of that?
I don't know, but there is evolution of the coccyx shrinking.
Yeah.
Everybody still has
Our
a
gooch.
tailbone,
Our gooch is shrinking. Actually, there's because of plastics.
but everybody has a tailbone. It's just it is not the same as it was with caveman skeletons.
But that's a true statement.
Yeah.
Our gooch is shrinking. Actually, it's our brains.
Ah.
Our brains are shrinking.
Rip.
It's C. Our brains. Clearly, our brains are shrinking because y'all got that wrong. Y'all dummies.
I accept that.
I get
know.
it.
I resemble that remark. So we're halfway through.
But
Donnie
is that like because the brain is getting more efficient? Probably.
I don't
That
know.
would be my guess.
I would think that's probably the reason why. I guess because we're shrinking. Our head's shrinking. I mean, I think we're actually going. Actually, I think we're starting to shrink now.
They were more primitive. They had bigger heads, so
Yeah.
bigger brain. Oh,
More blood on the brain.
more blood on the brain.
More blood on the brain. There's the science nerd. behind
Check
us.
out the big brain on.
And so
Rad.
so adrenaline is easier to get to it because they needed it more.
Correct.
for the fight or
And
flight
so-
because
Yeah.
that
And
makes
so
sense.
it is just efficiency and stuff like that. So yeah.
Makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Actually,
us.
all of them kind of made sense.
Mhm.
It's just a gamble.
Question number 6.
Hmm.
If your recipe calls for mushrooms, don't take the shortcut with the canned variety. The FDA allows a certain number of maggots per can, and that number is A, 10, B, 20, C, 25, or D, 11. Why do you look like you're about ready to vomit?
It's fucking gross.
Donnie.
I think it's gonna have to be a low number.
What do you think? 10, 20, 25, or 11?
I'm gonna go 11.
Yeah, I'm going 11.
I'm gonna go 10.
Being hopeful.
It's probably 25.
It's 20.
Fuck.
Jesus.
They allow 20 maggots per can. I'm never buying canned mushrooms ever again.
We don't ever
Fuck
buy
yeah.
fucking canned mushrooms.
Yeah,
If we ever have them, they're fresh.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They are fresh. Thank you, and perfect foods.
Holy cow. That's gross.
Ugh.
You okay over there?
Ugh,
You okay?
No,
What's wrong?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Even when you're
want some
vegan.
Pringles?
Even when you think you're vegan.
Yep. Even when you're vegan. Shit fucked up.
Oh, the poor maggots! Oh my god. Okay,
Just
moving on.
wait.
Just say
Number 7.
number 7.
This delicious treat is made from the skin, bones, and hooves of pigs and cows. Is it A, marshmallows, B, gummy bears, C, pudding, or D, applesauce? Donnie.
Well, gummy bears and what was the other one?
Obviously, one's already eliminated.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go gummy bears.
Yeah,
James.
gummy bears. Gummy bears.
Babe,
I'm gonna say marshmallows.
why did you guys go gummy bears?
See, and my thing is, it could be both gummy bears and marshmallow because they both have gelatin in them.
Correct.
So that's why I kind of went with gummy bears because there's more gelatin in them.
So originally marshmallows was made with marshmallow root and everything, and it wasn't originally gelatin based at all. And so I think that's what they're kind of going off of. But yeah, gelatin is glue, basically. It's this is the same process that you go through to make glue, basically.
It's marshmallow. It's marshmallows, ladies and gentlemen.
Suck it, bitches.
Are you serious? What do you mean? Gelatin is like byproduct of animals.
It's marshmallows, guys.
Bullshit.
Dude, it's marshmallow. Do you want a non-biased? I can get our son in here to read it. You know he's going to tell you the truth.
You know what? One of these days you should have Carter read these
Yeah.
and you can play.
Yeah, I'll have Cart read these one day.
Would you do that?
So what part of it?
I don't. It
what
says
part is
skin.
gelatin.
This delicious treat is made from skin, bones, toast, pigs. Of pigs and cows. The correct answer is A, marshmallows.
Yeah, Carter. He just came down.
He threw the card like mic drop.
Dude, yeah, so skin, marshmallows made of
Tendons, ligaments, and bones. Okay,
tendons, ligaments, and marshmallows.
that's gelatin. That is tendons, ligaments, and bones. So it's
I'm
just
gonna
a
have to look up what marshmallows are made of now.
Gelatin's made from bones.
Yeah, I knew that. The cartilage, just off that down.
In marshmallows.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew that. But the skin, like what skin? I guess it has to be pig skin.
That's
It
kind
has
of
to
odd
be.
to think about.
I guess the fat for the pig skin is in
Wait,
there.
Jews can't eat Is there kosher marshmallows?
Probably.
Probably. I mean, they got.
Here's your answer.
Yeah.
A typical marshmallow contains sugar, corn syrup, and gelatin plus some air. A marshmallow is basically a foam that is stabilized by gelatin.
Oh, so there it is.
Yeah, there's kosher marshmallows also.
Yeah. So marshmallows are.
Marshmallows are not made of pigs, but marshmallows contain gelatin, which is made of from the bones, connective tissues, and hides of slaughtered animals, usually cows or pigs.
I'm upset. That's like a trick question almost.
Almost a trick question, but it's marshmallows.
I could see it going both ways.
Yes. All right. Yes. Some people collect. Question number 8, by the way.
Okay.
Some people collect baseball cards, but not Michael Bailey. With 584 samples, he's got the world's largest collection of A, half-eaten cookies, B, moose selfies, C, human nose hairs,
Or
Or-
you would have more.
D, magic wands.
That's just lame.
Donny?
Let's go human nose hairs.
I feel like you could get more than that very easily.
Jamie?
What was A and B? So the moose selfie
Ha-
was A.
Moose selfies was B. Half-eaten cookies was A.
Yeah, that's the most interesting one. Let's go
Half-eaten cookies.
Yeah.
Can you read the first part of the question again? I'm sorry.
Some people collect baseball cards,
Okay.
but not Michael Bailey.
Michael Bailey. Okay, that's all I needed. He has wands, magic wands.
What the fuck?
Sounds like a nerd, dude. Like he's never
He's
been
Harry
laid.
Potter
He's
fan.
fucking exactly. He's like Harry Potter.
The answer,
Gryffindor, bitch.
ladies and gentlemen, is C. Human nose hairs.
Oh man.
Man.
And the
that's
reason,
not
and Donnie, I thought you were going to be smart and be like, well, you said samples, not
Collection.
Oh.
collection. And I thought you were going to be smart. Well, he said samples, so a sample of nose hairs would make more sense instead of. And Jamie, you were probably thinking one nose hair per one. You're probably thinking only
Yeah.
one nose hair.
How do you come up
When
with
he
that
said
collection? I never-
samples, I was like, well, that's weird. But once you said samples,
How the
that's
fuck,
how I know.
isn't a sample something that you give out like
Blood?
for free?
Yeah, if some guy
Or-
randomly came up to me and asked me for some of my nose hairs, I would agree. Like, yes.
Can I have some of your nose? I don't. Yeah. How do you collect 584 samples of nose hairs?
No, like I would be so down if just some random creepy dude was like, "Hey, can I get a fucking nose hair from you?" Like,
So are
yes.
they his own or has he collected them from other people? That's not on there.
We need.
I'm hoping other people.
We need a producer that can Google shit for us real quick.
I got it.
Google Michael Bailey's nose hair collection.
Method. Collection method.
Yeah, I would love to know how he collected those. That's the best way to know. This is what I would like to know. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's from Springfield, Illinois.
Oh boy, he's 2 hours away from St. Louis. That's
sorry,
awesome.
there's no word on if all of the hairs are his or if he farmed them out. And this you need to write this down because the most disgusting world records ever ranker. So
yeah,
that needs to be done.
Yeah, we
for
need to
next
talk
time.
about this.
I'm gonna
next
email
week.
it to you
Yeah,
now.
email me that fucking news article.
Okay, I'm not even gonna
All
read
right.
it. I'm just
Yeah,
literally
I'll
gonna
get
email
into
to
it
you.
next week. All right, question number 9.
Go for it.
At first used in 1632, the word fart was defined as the vapor of human output to send forth as wind from the anus, an abrupt scent leaving one's rear, an odorous wind whistling from below.
An odorous wind whistling from below.
I'm going C.
An abrupt scent leaving one's rear.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my dear, to you.
D.
You're going to D, huh? The odorous wind whistling
That
from
one's too
below.
poetic. That one's too
Yeah,
poetic.
but think about fucking Shakespeare.
That was the way they talked
Shakespeare.
back then.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, I
1632.
think C just is like in the middle of that.
I want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very disappointed in all 3 of you. You all got this wrong. Its answers B, to send forth as wind from the anus.
It's like, yeah, that's why I was like, that one's like fucking Shakespearean.
And it is fucking beautiful. It's because fart. That's when fart was invented. I think Shakespeare invented the word fart.
Oh yeah, he has like fucking 700 words to his name or something bullshit
Yeah,
like
he
that.
invented like 900 different
Got it.
words.
Shut up. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I was pulling that number out of my ass, but it was that
No,
he
really, he
invented a bunch of words. No, 700 was obviously an exaggeration. I have no idea what the actual number is.
Apparently it's German.
Oh, I was wrong.
Furtin,
Nine,
Fjortin,
nine,
and
nine.
Fartin.
Furtin and fartin.
Fjortin, Fjortin, and Fartin.
Oh.
Old German word Furzen. Hiya.
Aren't you guys? I'm so happy people listen to the Lost Losers podcast. You learn things. Please tell the class.
Who was the first person to fart? Like it came up under the Google thing.
Oh,
See?
what were we looking up that we were like, what the fuck?
Le Pantomane. Born Joseph Pujol, June 1st. Pool. Get it? Pool.
His pooho.
In 1857, Marseille, France. He died in August 8th, 1945.
He was the first man with the recorded fart.
Yeah, so it says.
There's been, I'm pretty sure people been farting since the dawn of time.
Apparently, cow flatulence is the most deadliest fart.
Probably because of the release of methane gas.
Yep.
So Shakespeare invented over 2,000 words or 20,000 words, and 1,700 of them are still regularly used in everyday life.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So not to get off the Shakespeare bandwagon, did you ever hear of the weird conspiracy theory about William Shakespeare? Now you can
In
look
terms
this
of
up.
what?
His wife was named Anne Hathaway.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, do you know what I'm
I've
talking
seen
about?
that over the years. Yeah.
Okay, so and when she died, one of his last words, he goes, "I will find you in my next life."
I've heard something about that.
Google Anne Hathaway, the actress's husband, and William Shakespeare. They look
Yep.
identical.
Yeah.
They're identical looking. It's crazy. All right, our last question, number 10. Going into question number 10, we have Donnie with 3, James still at 2,
Yeah. I was about to
and
say,
my
I'm
wife at
doing
4.
shit.
Damn, you are sucking. Usually this is your game, buddy.
I know.
This is your game. According to this study, nearly 50% of drink machines contain traces of A, blood, B, fingernails, C, fecal matter, or D, earwax.
C, fecal matter.
Yeah, see.
I agree.
This makes me never want to get a fountain soda ever again, but it's definitely C,
Shit.
fecal matter. I'll never getting a fountain drink.
How's that working at the place of employment there, bud?
That
It's
is
even the same with like ice machines and shit.
Oh, damn it.
so, babe. You won.
Especially if
you
they
got half the
scoop the
questions.
ice.
Yeah, you had half the
I
questions.
finally fucking won one.
Look at you, baby. You won. Donnie came in second. James, just like your age, just bringing up the rear.
I'm almost to the important age.
It's the last one.
That it is.
I know.
Actually, you're a dude. So when you turn 25, you can rent a car and your insurance goes down.
That's
So
pretty much about the end.
This is
That's
the
it.
end.
And you're just counting down until, well,
My
This is the
only
end.
friend, the
February.
end.
So close. And it's the
Spe-
beginning of February, something.
February what?
10th.
10th.
Michelle's is the 6th.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do I have someone on the 7th? Because I know I have someone 8th, 9th, and I'm 10th.
And then
So
And then
it
I
might
have
be like a full week almost.
My nephew- and then my nephew was born on the 27th. Yes, 27th. He was almost
Yeah,
a
mom's 21, and I was due on her birthday originally.
nice. All right, let's wrap this wonderful thing up, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody got anything else of importance?
Not
Anything
really.
you need to get off your chest? We don't even have fucking time for anything weird in the news this week. I had too much to fucking get off my chest for the weird shit that's happening to me this week. So no weird shit for the news. No, we'll fucking save those stories for next week.
Been a good episode, so whatever.
Hey, whatever. Donald,
Got anything?
Not here, man.
Good
James,
luck. Good luck painting.
have fun painting.
Yay.
No, I gotta go. I walked out of work yesterday and my tire was flat, so I gotta go deal with that right now.
So Jamie's got to go fix
Yeah.
his tire.
I get to go upstairs.
You get to go to your. You get to go to the place of employment.
I don't work right now, so nope. I got nothing.
Nothing.
I have
Hey,
nothing
Yeah.
going on.
Jamie, anything? Donnie, anything?
I gotta ask, how are we hated? You said that we were hated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God dang
yeah.
it.
Real quick, yeah.
Oh, real quick. So, oh, fuck. So on Twitter this morning, there a news article about fucking COVID. And so they said, so because COVID has passed over the last 2 years, it's a tragedy. Let's be honest here. It's been 2 years with COVID. The United States just passed their 800,000 death from COVID, which is tragic and on its own. It's, new disease. It's going to happen. It's called life and it sucks. But I go, well, it took 2 years for COVID to catch up to heart disease, what heart disease does in one. Let's not panic. Is COVID a bad thing? Yes. It's any news thing. It's bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I cracked the joke of, it took COVID 2 years to do what heart disease does in one. Obviously, that ruffles feathers because.
So you're
It's
hated,
true.
not us per se.
Yeah, so I'm hated for more because that's you guys, but I was told
Guilty
I
by
got a DM.
association.
You're hated for your shitty podcast today. I was like,
Maybe-
that's
Oh.
fucking funny.
Maybe
Because-
there should be a John or a Biscuit LLP Twitter account.
It's no, because there is. You know why? It's called the Lost Losers Podcast account because I don't give it. And it's just the
Cares.
hypocrisy. No, it's not that. It's just I just like pointing out the hypocrisy in all this. Like if you would have been at the beginning of this, now looking back on this, hindsight is now 2020, and I will say that. But looking at the beginning of this, if they would have said, "Hey, people in the United States, you are gluttonous," and I was one of them. I will be honest. You are gluttonous people. You like to shovel food down your gullet at massive amounts of rates. Let's stop doing that. Let's get some vitamins and let's get you on the treadmill. I'm not saying stop eating McDonald's. Instead of eating 4 double cheeseburgers, eat 1. You know what I'm saying? Like just simple shit like that. Just get healthy, take some vitamins. Heart disease would have gone down and maybe COVID rates would have gone down. But they didn't advocate for that. All they said was wait and see, and now there's a vaccine, get the jab. There's nothing in between.
And now you're hated.
And now I'm hated for that. I just pointed out the
And
hypocrisy.
And it's funny as shit because the numbers exactly match what was projected like 3 months in of like, hey, this is going to stay under 1%. This is going to stay
hold on.
It
So,
hasn't even passed 1 million.
So I just
and like, yeah, that's a shitty way to look at it because like there's grandmothers, there's people, that's everyone, that's a son, that's someone's dad, that's everything.
Not to get too much.
Just like there's other shit that's going on.
Yeah. Like Africa told you go fuck yourself with fucking COVID. We had malaria. There's real shit going on. Malaria has been known to kill 1 out of 3 people. Malaria has been in the entire world. Malaria is 1 out of 3 people. You know that, right? Is known for, out of all the deaths in the history of man, 1 out of 3 is because of direct effect of malaria.
India, China, everything. Yeah.
That's why Africa, the continent of Africa, and most of this country went, we don't give a fuck about this. Anyways, I advocated for health. This guy yelled at me and called me anti-vaxxer. I don't know how that all correlated. I went, dude, it's very strange that I advocated for health and fitness, and you're mad at me for that. I find your argument very strange. And then he yelled at me, called me a Trumper, an anti-vaxxer. I went, you are just not making any sense in your arguments no more, big guy. And he went, fuck you, your shitty podcast. Everyone hates you. And I went, yeah, we know this. That's why I keep doing the podcast. It's fine. But we love you guys. Keep listening.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at losers_lost. Find us on Instagram at lost_losers_podcast. What else? LostLosers.com. Goodbye t-shirt. Love you all. Have a good week.
Yep.
Be safe. Bye.
Bye.